Hope, the most powerful word in the English language. Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks took care of business in Detroit on Game 6. We wish it would have been Game 5. We wish this would have been on Tuesday. But I will take it for the New York Knicks to go to that hostile Little Caesars Arena and win all 3 games in that arena and close the series out. After they looked dead in the water in the fourth quarter, they looked like they had lost all the mojo. But Captain Clutch comes through in crunch time to deliver the victory blow. 116-113. The New York Knicks are advancing to the second round, ladies and gentlemen. Are you with me? Are you hyped? What a beautiful, beautiful result. I never doubted that the Knicks could win this game, but my head was on the chopping block. The guillotine was up high. I could see it like shimmering in the sunlight. It was they're about to drop it. But Jalen Brunson got the ball left side, pulled off one of the most beautiful dribble fakes, and left, who was it, Thompson? In the dust. He curls up to the top of the arc. Swish. Buries the game. Fucking winner. Outstanding. Who's the best player in this series? That was rhetorical. That was rhetorical. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Knicks-Verse. This is where you're going to get the best, most intense, real recap of anything Knicks out there. That's what I have to offer for you guys. I am a fan. I have been a fan since I was 5 years old of this team. And I was lucky enough as a 5-year-old to watch them win one championship and then later win a second championship later. I've been waiting a very long time for this team to return back to that level of play. Today was another brick in the wall. These Knicks are inching their way there. Was this a kind of resounding victory that I was looking for to give me some kind of hope? And hope, by the way, hope is the most powerful. It's the most powerful, important word in humanity. And when you have a player like Jalen Brunson wearing your uniform, you always have that hope. And tonight, he delivered it. It was beautifully done. Fantastic. New York Knicks advance to the second round to battle the Boston Celtics on Monday, exactly as we had hoped would happen. Wow. Shout out to the chat. We got Lex in the house. Drew's reviews. We got Gideon. Andrew, what's up? Kyle, you guys, welcome. This is going to be a free-flowing recap. I do have highlights, but I am live. I get flagged for shit when I go live with highlights. Let me see if I can pull that off. But man, what an amazing. You know what? I do have one highlight for you guys. I can definitely show you. Let's look at this. Let's look at the game winner, and let's listen to the double bang.
Knicks trying to wait till the end. Brunson holding. Knicks trying to wait till the end. Brunson holding. Knicks trying to wait till the end. Brunson puts up a three. Bang! Bang! Jalen Brunson.
The audio is way off track.
4.3 remaining. And the Pistons.
Let me get back to that.
Knicks trying to wait till the end. Brunson holding. Knicks trying to wait till the end.
Oh, well. I wanted you to hear the bang, bang. Beautiful. Look at that winner.
Jalen Brunson hits the three.
Outstanding. 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 Oh man, I have so much to say about this Knicks team, about this series, but The most important thing I want to say, is that, look, the Knicks didn't play great. They didn't. They didn't play great the whole series. And we ended up winning 4-2. Finished it in 6. Could have finished it in 5. Honestly, if it weren't for like terrible foul calling in game 2, this would have been a sweep. You know, I know the narrative, you know, in national media was, oh, Knicks are lucky to be up 3-2. Fuck you. Fuck you, national media. You're all eating shit right now. You're all a bunch of fucking hacks out there. You don't even watch the games. I am so disappointed in you guys. You guys are my guide. You know, I listen. I look for guidance. I learn from you guys. Not this year. Really disappointing. You really thought the fucking Detroit Pistons were going to beat this team? What the fuck was the matter with you? What the fuck was in your brains? There was no chance they were going to win. Even if we lost this game, we would have fucking destroyed them at MSG in Game 7. And the results matter. Knicks won in 6. Bitches. Fucking ESPN. Fucking TNT. What the fuck? It's so fucking annoying. I don't get to watch the MSG playoff streams. I have to listen to the brutality of what these other fucking people put out there. You don't know what this team is about. We know. We know here. We know here and into the Knicks-Verse. Man. Let's go. Look, fucking Brunson buried. And look, I don't think he played honestly, I wish he had played a smarter game. He did not play a smart game for the first 3 quarters. When you look at Karl-Anthony Towns' stats, you're going to be like, what? How did that happen? Well, Jalen Brunson is how it happened. But you look, at the end of the day, you got to look at the receipt. What does the receipt say? Big fucking W at the bottom. Knicks won this game. Is this shit going to work against the Celtics? That's for another night. That's for other days to think about. Other days to think about, for sure. For sure. All right. Shout out to the chat. You guys, thank you guys for joining me. We got over 100 in the chat. That's fantastic. We're going to keep going here. Let's get to this. Right here, 116, 113. And that man hit the biggest putback I've seen all season. I don't even recall a bigger putback from Mikal Bridges, and it was the only 2 points he scored in the fourth quarter was that putback. Outstanding. What do we always say here? Of course, volume matters, but it's not always how much you score. It's when you score. But he did deliver throughout the entire game. He was a steady offensive force from the go. From the jump. He had 2 points in Game 5 at halftime. Yes, he was fantastic in the fourth quarter, but come on. We need scoring throughout. Don't put so much pressure on the other 4 guys on the court. He delivered tonight beautifully. Beautifully. Oh, this is not turning for me. Fuck. I should have tested this. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. Well, I do have. I got this. Here we go. Here are the stats. Oh, shout out to the chat. Thank you. Vincent Huang, thank you so much, brother, for the super chat. And CL Kendrick, what's up, brother? Which way did Thompson go? Good night. He went left when Brunson went right. And that is always right in my book. Beautifully. Oh, man. And I love that Brunson took the shot early. Because remember, especially where they were on the court, Thompson can see the shot clock on the other end of the basket. And as it was ticking down, or the game clock, let's just say the game clock, it's ticking down. And Brunson, when he just did that jab to the left, Thompson was like, oh, I'm going to shut this down. But he didn't realize that Brunson already knew what he was going to do. He was going to just fake left, go right, and take the shot early. And it worked beautifully. That is, I mean, look, that's why he's the clutch player of the year. And he showed it tonight in a game-winning moment. Outstanding. Fuck yes. Woo! Beautiful, beautiful. Here we go. And that, look, he gave us a 40-piece tonight. Jalen Brunson shot 15 of 33. Only 3 of 10 from the three-point line, though. Only 3 of 10, but the 10th attempt was the game winner. 7 of 8 from the free throw line, 7 assists, only 2 turnovers, 40 points for him. He finished a +5. Mikal Bridges, the second leading scorer on the New York Knicks tonight. 25 points on 11 of 16 shooting. That's almost 69%. 1 of 4 from the three-point line. The three-point shot. I hope it returns soon. But tonight, the one three-pointer he hit was pretty key. Got to the free throw line twice. Not outstanding, but 25 points +7 for him. Somehow, the New York Knicks were able to put the Detroit Pistons to bed in a game where Karl-Anthony Towns could only give you 10 points on one three-point attempt. Now, those are the kind of things that I do have a problem with Brunson. Brunson should figure out how to utilize the most potent scoring big man from the outside that exists in the NBA. And it didn't happen tonight. And the Knicks are lucky they pulled this one out despite Towns just being left out in the cold when it comes to three-point attempts. Only 1 for him. The Knicks only attempted 33-point shots for the entire game. But they got to the free throw line 30 times. And they delivered there, unlike in Game 5 where they only shot 60% or something from the free throw line. Here they hit 80%. Actually, I think they were worse than 60%. 43 rebounds. We're going to get into all these comparison stats for sure. I wish I had my other slideshow. It's a bummer I don't have it. Let's go to... we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Which way? I love that. Which way did Thompson go? That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, let's get back to this. OG Anunoby. Tremendous game defensively for him. Still struggling from the shooting overall. Just about 43% overall, but 40% from the three-point line, 4 of 10. There were a couple of those threes that I was like, damn, they should have gone down. He should have been 6 of 10 easily. But he hit 6 of 7 of his free throws to deliver 22 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals for him, and 2 big blocks. Another one who got a block was Josh Hart. Picked up a block, 13 points for him. He was game high plus 13 in his 35 minutes of play. And he only put up 5 field goal attempts, hit his 1 3-point attempt, and hit all 6 of his free throws. So he only missed 2 shots in the whole game for him. 10 rebounds. He finished with a double-double, 4 assists for Mr. Josh Hart. Excellent game for him. Mitch Robinson, he struggled tonight. 13 minutes, -10. Again, he just is not able to read when the ball is a pass to him. Like, sometimes he doesn't even reach out for it. And that's going to be a problem. Part of that could just be not enough floor time with these guys. Remember, when he returned, Brunson and OG were injured and out, and then Deuce missed some games. I think even Cat missed a few games, and then Hart missed a few games. So that unit has not had enough time together on the floor. I know it might sound like I'm making excuses, but I mean, I'm just trying to figure out why is he not as connected on the offensive end to the players as he has been in years past. But defensively, did that guy deliver some big minutes? Because Karl-Anthony Towns fouled out of this game with about, 2.5 minutes left or something? You guys remember me? Like 2.5 minutes or something like that. And it was Mitch on the court during crunch time when the Knicks were able to pull this victory out. The Pistons went on a 20-2 run. And the Knicks, late in this game, and Knicks were able to weather that storm and pull out this victory. Fantastic. Fantastic for the New York Knicks. Another offensive struggle of a night for the bench overall for the Knicks. Deuce McBride, 1 of 4. Campaign, 1 of 3. You're not going to, it's going to be tough to beat the Boston Celtics when your bench only gives you 6 points collectively. That's going to be rough. But against the Pistons, it was enough. 40 big buckets for Jalen Brunson. The Knicks had 3 players with 20 points or more, and one of them had 40. So that counts for 2 20s right there. All 5 starters in double figures. Cat does finish with a double-double, 10 points, 15 rebounds. But I've got to tell you, I mean, there's just no way to sugarcoat this in any way, shape, or form. That type of performance from Cat is not going to cut it in the second round. It's not going to cut it, especially against a team that has Kristaps Porzingis and Al Horford and Cornette. We're going to need 30 points a night from Karl Anthony Towns if the Knicks have any chance of making the second round a series in any way, shape, or form. But this is about tonight. And tonight, the New York Knicks vindicated themselves, and I think they saved Tom Thibodeau's head coaching NBA career for at least another week and a half. That's right. If they had lost this game and it had gone to 7, Thibodeau would 100% have been fired at the end of this season, because if they had lost this game and gone to 7, and even if they had still won Game 7, they would get spanked in the second round. But because they were able to deliver this kind of performance on the Detroit Pistons home court in a decisive Game 6, they were able. They bought themselves some time, additional rest. They're not playing this weekend. The next game is on Monday, so that means they have three quiet nights to rest up and come to face the wrath of the men in green from Massachusetts. Do I have high hopes? Do I have high hopes the Knicks could pull off a second round win against the Boston Celtics the way they're playing? No, I don't have high hopes. Do I have a hope? I do. Because this team, and tonight was proof, where the quality of the players themselves can rise above all else. The Pistons played harder. The Pistons played smarter. The Pistons were at home. And they went and they left the arena losers, and they're going to Cancun. Why do we always say Cancun? Of all the places to go on vacation, Cancun? Whatever. They're going on vacation. And the Knicks are still playing. And that is because of just sheer talent that's on this squad. That putback by Mikal Bridges, those stops that OG got on Cade late, that's just talent, man. That's not even scheming. That's nothing to do with the coach. It's nothing to do with chemistry on the floor. It's just sheer individual talent. Brunson delivering the game-winning dagger. 3-pointer, by the way. If it was a 2-pointer, the game could have been really different, because then they don't have to try to pull off a game-tying 3-point shot. They could have gone for a 2-pointer and then driven into the paint. And if let's say Cade felt some congestion in the paint, would have kicked it out to Mikal Beasley comfortably and shot the 3. Instead, it was rushed because they knew they had to get a 3 to even just survive, stay alive. So that big 3 he hit, that's individual talent. That has nothing to do with the coach. That's individual talent. And that's what I've been talking about with this team. I believe as the quarters tick by and the games tick by, that the actual overall talent, this amazing talent that is on this roster, can rise above the situation. And by situation, I mean their coach. They almost did it in Game 5 that they couldn't. He decided not to sub in his the clutch player of the year for the final 2.5 minutes of a game. And they lost. But tonight he was in, and tonight he delivered, and he saved his is he his godfather? I think he is. His godfather's coaching career, at least for another 10 days. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Wow. Wow. I see someone asking about Precious Achua. This was the series we would have seen some Precious. There's no way. You can't play Precious against the Boston Celtics. They're too smart. Precious, he has great athleticism, physicality, a good size, but when it comes down to technique and touch and basketball IQ, you can't play him. You can't put him on the court against a team like that. There's just no way. Hit that thumbs up button for me, guys. All right, let's look at what the Pistons were doing. Here we go. The Pistons, they shot a decent, almost 47% tonight. But from the three-point line, they could not buy a bucket. They shot 26.5%, 9 of 34. They did get to the free throw line. It was quite a parade there. 33 attempts. They hit 28. Even Jalen Duren hit 90% of his free throws, and somehow the Knicks were able to come out with the win. Just look at this box score. The Pistons had 3 players with 20 points or more. The Knicks had 3 players with 20 points or more. But what was the difference? Brunson had 40. And when you look at what Cade Cunningham, where he's at right now, 9 of 22 to give you 23 points, 0 for 8 from the three-point line. Look, this was his very first playoff series. I thought he rose to the challenge. He played 44 minutes tonight, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, only 3 turnovers for him, just a -2 overall. The Pistons have themselves a tremendous player. And I believe that Cade Cunningham will be competing with Jalen Brunson for best point guard in the East for a couple of years to come. He's that good. And I'm excited for Detroit. You guys, if any Pistons fans are in the house right now, you guys should be thrilled. I know this sucks. I know the pain of this sucks. Because we were there back in, 2020? When we were the 4th seed and we were playing the Hawks and got gentlemen swept. It was painful. It was painful, but that was a building block. Look where we are now. And if it weren't for injuries last season, we would have been in the Eastern Conference Finals. So the Pistons are on the right trajectory. The moves they made in the offseason, even though I was scratching my head about them, like bringing in Tobias Harris and Timmy Hardaway and Dennis Schroeder. I think Dennis Schroeder was a mid-season addition. Beasley, I thought was a really good signing in the offseason, no doubt. But even with all that, I was like, you know what? I don't think. They're going to be better, but I didn't foresee this. So shout out to them, and a lot of that was because of the leadership that Cade Cunningham brings. Really tremendous player. He is definitely will be probably 3rd team All NBA. Shout out to them. Let's look at this here. Here are the team comparisons. The New York Knicks out-rebounded the Pistons. Though they only had 18 assists tonight. And that was part of the reason. I think if the Knicks had been swinging that ball around more, though there were times where they did swing the ball around, They got into the right hands, and they just missed shots. OG missed shots. Bridges missed. Even Brunson was missing. Like, everybody was just missing shots. And I think that definitely impacts the total in the assists. But 18 is still really, really, really low. 10 stocks for the Knicks compared to 12 for the Pistons. 16 turnovers for the Knicks compared to 15 for the Pistons. But the Knicks ended up shooting better overall from the field and from the three-point line. Almost a wash from the free throw line. And that's why, I mean, it was a tight game, but the Knicks were able to eke it out in the end. The second chance points, the Knicks won that battle. They were a +5 right there. Hustle points in a three-point game, those matter tremendously. The points in the paint was a wash, 48-48. But the fast break points definitely tilted in Detroit's way. They were a +6 there, 24-18, which is basically almost offset by the second chance points. So then you look at the three-point shooting, and that's it. That's the story of the game. Let's look at this lead tracker here. Knicks once had a 15-point lead early in the second quarter. And then they ended up with a 13-point lead with about 4 minutes left in that third quarter. And then the engine started to stall. You started coughing. And it was just like they were trading buckets. Then in the fourth quarter, around the 9-minute mark or something, the Pistons just started going on a roll, and they took this lead from us and built it to a 7-point lead. Yeah, that was their biggest lead, and that was it. Then the Knicks flipped the switch, started getting stops and makes, and that was it. And then there was a tremendous bucket from Jalen Brunson at the end. Outstanding. Woo! Shout out to the chat, guys. This is fabulous. Yes, Macau getting that putback, Esco. We got Marco in the house. Lex, the Destroyer. Nafpreet, what's up, brother? I haven't seen you in a while. Chris Dada, what's up, brother? This is a night to celebrate, everybody. Celebrate. Salute to everybody. Outstanding. All right, I'm going to go to the highlights and see if we get flagged. Here we go. The Knicks got off to a good start in the first quarter. That's something crucial. They've actually gotten off to decent starts all 3 games in Detroit. So definitely something to look out for. When we go to Boston, Knicks need to get off to a good start against those teams. There's no doubt about that. Let's see here. So the Knicks built. They're on their way to building that 15-point lead. Cat muscles in right here. One of his 10 points. Not 10 buckets. I wish it was 10 buckets. Man, this guy at some point, all of the Knicks are going to be clicking at the same time. And it will be a blowout, whoever they are facing. Because the way that this team is constructed, they are very tough to beat when they're making their buckets and they are defending on the other end. So I'm still waiting for that. Game 1 kind of showed us a little bit of that. What did they get? 123 points in game 1? Still waiting for that result. I think it's very possible that we will see it in the first couple of games against the Celtics. Once again, the Knicks are a very good road team, and we're starting the first 2 games in Boston. If the Knicks can split one of those 2 games and come back to the Garden and hold home court, wow, could there be some real head-scratching out there in the NBA world? You know, very few teams repeat. The last team to repeat a championship were the Golden State Warriors. And that was 10 years ago? Almost 10 years ago. Almost 9 years ago, I think. And the reason is because it's just really difficult. So the fact that the Celtics, but the Celtics look great. The Celtics look like they're poised to do that again. But it is hard. You play a lot more games, a lot more minutes, a lot more intense minutes than other teams that peter out in the play-in or in the first round or even in the second round. When you get to the Eastern Conference Finals and then go to a finals, it's a lot of extra wear and tear on those teams, which is why it's so difficult to repeat. So I am not conceding anything, even though the Knicks were swept by the Celtics in the regular season. I'm not conceding a thing. Hey, remember, the Knicks lost 3-1 to the Detroit Pistons in the regular season, and they just won 4-2. So regular season is not is rarely indicative of what you will see in the postseason. Now, how they call the game is going to be very important. But we know that. Oh, that was a beautiful play. I love that. I want to see more of that. Just feed OG at the rim. A big bucket from Harris right here. So now it's 59-58. The Knicks' inability to close out halves and quarters is just so frustrating, except for the fourth quarter. The one quarter they can close out is the fourth, and I guess that's the one that matters the most, right? So, I can't be that, I'm going to be picky. They came out in the third quarter. They showed a fire and desire that we hadn't seen from them in a while. What was the final in the third quarter? Knicks, they won that third quarter 37-23. Another 37 points. They shot 61% overall, 4 of 7 from the three-point line. Got to the free throw line 16 times, buried 11 of them. Picked up 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and only committed 4 turnovers. Well, I really would love to keep that to 3 per quarter, but I'll take it. Well-balanced scoring for the Knicks. Brunson had 10 points in that third quarter. McCall had 11. Towns only had 2. He only had 2 shot attempts in 10.5 minutes. I'm just shocked about that. The fact that the Knicks could win a game like this with Towns, an all-NBA center, getting 2 field goal attempts in almost the entire third quarter, and they still won? That's amazing. He got as many field goal attempts as OG Anunoby. Both buried them. OG went to the free throw line, though. And then Josh Hart. Big. He showed up big in that third quarter. 7 points for him. 2 of 3, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Beautifully done right there. Beautifully done. And then the fourth quarter came, and I was so nervous, man. That 20-2 run, I was dying because the Knicks built up. I think we had a 12-point lead. 12-point lead in that fourth quarter, and it ended up becoming I guess it wasn't. It ended up becoming, an 8-point lead. No, a 7-point lead for the Pistons. So it went from a 15-point lead. Actually, it went from a 13-point lead to a 7-point lead. A 13-point lead for the Knicks to a 7-point lead for the Pistons in that fourth quarter. And you would have thought, that's it, game's over. And here it's happening right now. Here we are. So now they're up 109, 110, 105. So they're up 5. And this is when I tweeted out, the game is not over. Plenty of time. And then they got it up to 7 points. 112, 105. The Knicks held the Pistons to just 1 single point for the final 2.5 minutes of this game. And Jalen Brunson just came in and look at this play right here. This was a circus shot. Grant Hill in the TNT coverage was losing his mind. And then look at Cat right there. Beautiful. He gets fouled. He goes to the free throw line. I think he only hits 1 of 2 though. 1 of 2. So now we're down 1. Just under a minute left. Good and then Jalen Duren, shout out to him. He hits both of his free throws. Now they're up 113, 111. And this putback, legendary putback from Mikal Bridges. Oh, remember that putback from now on. That may have saved the season. Because we don't have a chance to hit the game winner if Mikal doesn't have that tip in right there. Look at that. Look at that. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks are going to the second round. Let's fucking go. Ha! Love it. Woo! Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Oh, man. Oh, holy shit. All right, what do you guys want me to talk about now? What do you want me to talk about? Drop your questions in. Shout out to the chat. We got a great turnout here. The fans are activated. I'm activated. Fantastic. Hey, if you guys want Knicks-Verse snapbacks or dad hats, the links are in the description. Pick them up. It's awesome. People, when I wear this, people are like, "Oh man, that is the fucking coolest hat. What is that?" They don't know what it is, but you guys know. You guys know. All right, let's keep going here. Let's look at the final. Oh, let's look at this. Here are the brackets for currently right now. So in the West, Thunder and the Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo Timberwolves have advanced, and shout out to them. Shout out to them. I mean, I love that they beat the Lakers. I'm so pissed off that the Lakers were gifted Luka Doncic. I mean, that is ridiculous. So I'm really happy that the Timberwolves were able to smack them and like win that series in a gentleman's sweep. They will probably be facing, I am going to guess, they're going to face the Golden State Warriors. And the Timberwolves are probably going to face, actually the Nuggets and Clippers are playing right now. I don't know what the score is. But I would think it's going to be the Nuggets. But on the East side, the top 4 seeds advance to the second round. Cavs and Pacers face each other in the top part of the bracket. Knicks and Celtics in the bottom part. I think both those series are going to be outstanding. I think they're going to be outstanding series. I keep waiting for that version of the Knicks that I'm sure Leon envisioned when he had an opportunity to bring Bridges and then Towns to this team to join Brunson, Hart, and OG. I'm sure he envisioned a version of that team that when they're just firing on all cylinders are just completely untouchable. We haven't seen it in the playoffs. We saw that in the 21-0 run. We did see it. We did see it there. Interestingly, it was Campaign that was on the court during that run with Brunson, OG, Cat, and who was the fifth? Was it Hart? I can't remember who the fifth guy was, but it was Payne. Payne actually was the fifth guy. I meant the fourth guy. We haven't seen that version of the team, and we're going to need that version of the team, especially in the second round. Absolutely going to need that. No doubt about it. Let's look at the stats here for the series itself. Cade Cunningham ends up averaging 25 points a game, but only on 42% shooting overall and less than 18% from the three-point line. You know, it's amazing that they were able to push this to 6 games with that kind of poor shooting from your highest usage guy. That's just kind of shocking right there. Their second leading scorer was averaged almost 10 points less than Cade, which is Tobias Harris with 15.7 points. Beasley, 14 points. Don't really understand that guy. Why was he talking shit about Mikal Bridges? I mean, you've done nothing in your life in terms of actually being, a winner. Yeah, you had a great season, regular season, but this is the playoffs now. You shot like shit. You shot under 34% from the three-point line, and that's your entire purpose of existing on the team. So I hope you shut the fuck up and get into the lab and work on some shit. Work on your personal shit. Dennis Schroeder, 12.5 points. Timmy Hardaway, 12 points for him. Duran, I was impressed with him, 12 points for him, but it's impossible to win. It's impossible to win in the NBA when your five guy can't give you any jump shooting. Never attempted a three-pointer. It's not his game. Ausar Thompson, 11.5 points per game. He shot 57% overall, but couldn't make a three-pointer. Couldn't make his free throws. Duran is a better free throw shooter than Thompson. And there was that. Now let's look at, some people might think, oh, well, if Isaiah Stewart was playing, it would have been a big difference. I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think so. Let's look at, here are the Knicks stats for the series. Jalen Brunson finishes with 31.5 points per game. I think that's still second best in the playoffs behind Giannis, who was seen today walking around New York City. You guys see that? He couldn't wait a day or two. Maybe he's meeting with Barbara Cochran to look at apartments or something. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting offseason. Towns could not average 20 points a game for this series. 19.7. But he shot 48% from the three-point line. He shot almost as well from behind the arc as inside the arc. So that makes you think. The obvious deduction is, hey, give him more three-point shots. Not tonight. Not tonight. The Knicks could not get Karl Anthony Towns more than one three-point shot attempt tonight. Partly, that's on him, but that is mostly on the captain and the head coach. That is on. The fact that the Knicks were able to pull this game out with that kind of usage of one of your major competitive advantages that you didn't go to is amazing. But it shouldn't be confirming that approach was correct. I believe if you had gone to Towns earlier, gotten him looks, encouraged him to let the ball fly from the three-point line, this game would not have been as close as it was at the end. It wouldn't have needed those amazing heroics from Brunson and the clutch put back from Mikal Bridges. That's just the way I see that. Rebounding. Towns averaged 10 per game. Josh Hart 8.7. Mitch 5.7. We're going to need more from Mitch, that's for sure. He was able to average 16.5 minutes per game in this series. Gave us what was his points? Not that many points though. 3.7 points a game. Oh my God, for Mitch, that's atrocious. We need a lot more than that. We're going to need a lot more scoring if we have any chance of pulling off an upset in the second round. A lot more scoring. And that comes from ball movement, player movement, connectiveness, taking care of the ball. In the last two games, how many turnovers did the Knicks have tonight? 16 turnovers tonight. That's a lot for the Knicks. And what do we have in the last game? Like 18 or 19? That's a lot of turnovers. No, they have to take care of the ball. They got to be around 10 turnovers per game against the Celtics. You can't give them those extra opportunities. You can't. There's just no way. There's no way you're going to have success. Let's look at the team stats before we move on. Let me refresh this. In points scored, the Knicks are sixth. They average 108 points per game. But from the three-point line, 36.5%. From the three-point line, 45% overall. 77% from the free throw line. They averaged 80. They were like one of the best free throw shooters in the game during the regular season. Hopefully that'll tick upwards. 40 rebounds. These are distressing signs of the future for the second half. Less than 20 assists per game in that series, but they did take care of the ball. But 13 rebounds is still kind of highish for them. That's like right in the middle, tied for 8th here. But steals, almost 9 per game. Nice. Blocks, almost 6 per game. Nice. Hustle stats, the stocks, those were great. Those were great. Going to need to keep continuing on those. Let's look at the advanced stats here. Net rating. Look at this. Celtics 13.7. Knicks 0.1. So Knicks eked it out. I mean, I got a lot of hope, but it's going to have to overcome a lot of this. The Knicks allowed 109.1 per 100 possessions, where the Celtics, now the Magic can't score. So that's a big difference. The Magic don't have any shooters. So we'll see, but still, the Celtics average 117 points per 100 possessions versus the Orlando Magic in round 1. If they repeat that against the Knicks, we'll be lucky to win one. But I think we're going to see a different version of the Knicks in that second round. I think we're going to see a different version. I know they have it in them. It exists within them. And the fact that they were able, the fact that they were able to win this game despite so much against them and being down 7 late in the game. Yeah, 7? Was it 7? Yeah. And they were able to, it's going to embolden them. It's going to lift their spirits tremendously. They're going to trust each other even more so. In every game, you either you win. Yeah, you win or you learn. I think this is the kind of game where both things happen. You win and you learn. They learned that tonight they have the fortitude and the ability to overcome a scrappy opponent that plays tremendous defense, but the Knicks learned that they can overcome that tonight. We'll see if they can carry that over into round 2 against the Celtics. Thrifty by nature, what's up, brother? Haven't seen you in a minute. Weight loss. What's up? Shaman? No, Shaman is not hurt. Just Thibs lost trust in him, which is one of the issues we have here. What's up, Stanley, man? What's going on, brother? All right, we're going to wind this down pretty soon. We got almost 200 in the chat. Yeah, we got 200 in chat. It's fantastic. Look, you got any questions for me? Drop them here right now. Looking at the chat. Let's see what's Gideon says Giannis is arguably better in mid-range than Cat. Yeah. All I know is Giannis delivered 33 points a game in the playoffs. And Cat did not. So it's going to be interesting, but that's a discussion for another time. Knicks are alive. The Bucks are on vacation. We need to focus on this team right now. What can we legitimately expect from these New York Knicks in round 2? I think the New York Knicks in one of those 2 games in Boston, they're going to win their first game of the season against the Celtics. And they will get that split. They will come back to MSG, and they're going to win game 3. And then we're going to see what the Celtics have in store. That's what I'm foreseeing. That's what I'm foreseeing. A 2-1 lead for the Knicks, and then we'll see what happens. I mean, the Celtics are the champs. Celtics are the champs. Oh, man. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. What's up, Keith Watkins from the ATL? Awesome. Hey, we got Wiz in the house. I predicted at the beginning of the season that our major flaw is coaching. Yeah, we know that, dude. I've been talking about that for a while. But there's no need to talk about that now. Because the reality is this coach got us to the second round. That's just the reality. Did it happen the way we hoped? No. Are Do we look convincing right now? Do we look like a legitimate threat to the Celtics right now? Honestly, no. Let's just be honest. But we do have some things that can overcome that. We have two wings that are playing outstanding defense right now. Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby has just been unbelievable. And you look, great defending wings can really neutralize an opponent. And those guys can score. Those guys can hit big buckets. They can hit threes. They can hit. They're fantastic mid-range shooters. I think they're a bit fatigued right now. So that extra night of quietness is really going to help these guys. That's why I'm hoping that we can win, like just steal game one from the Celtics. Celtics would have been resting. Sometimes you rest a little too long. And they're like a great shooting team that could take the edge off of their touch a bit. Game one is the game to steal. Pay attention to that. I think game one is going to be the game that the Knicks can steal from these Celtics. And then, look, Brown, he has like that, was the leg issues. Tatum missed a game or two in the first round, or I think it was just one game. Injuries are a reality, something that people have to deal with. If things go a certain way, we could be looking at a 7-game series in the second round. And you never know what happens in game 7. One guy could get crazy hot. It could be Cam Payne. It could be Cam Payne in game 7 after a brutal battle of 6 games between these two teams. And in game 7, it could be Cam Payne coming out and giving you 20 points. Just like hitting, like 5 of 6 from the 3-point line, getting to the free throw line. And that could totally turn the whole series in the Knicks' way. I'm smiling because I can see it. I can see it happening. As unlikely as it is, it can happen. So that's what I'm hoping for, man. What's happening with the Clippers Nuggets? I haven't been tracking it. Are Clippers winning? You guys let me know in the chat. All right. We're going to wind this down. Again, you know what? Let's watch this one more time.
Knicks trying to wait till the end. Brunson holding. Knicks trying to wait till the end. Brunson holding.
Yeah!
Till the end. Brunson puts up.
Let's go! You guys see that? What a big fucking bucket, man. We haven't had a guy who can give us that kind of clutch performance. I mean, I can't even remember. No hesitation. 5-something left on the shot clock. He just buries it for the game winner. The NBA Clutch Player of the Year delivers when he should. Beautifully done. Love it. I love basketball. I love the Knicks. I love this shit. Look at the passion right there. Oh, man. That was fucking fantastic. Let's go. Let's go, Knicks. Knicks in 6 in the second round? We shall see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to the Knicks-Verse post-game show, where you get the most uncensored, like completely raw fan analysis. I am a fan. Ultimately, I look at all of it through the lens of a fan. But I will shout out the Detroit Pistons. I thought they played an amazing series. They had their chances, their opportunities to pull this out. Game 4, legitimately, they could have had that game. But at the end of the day, they could have had this game. They had it. It was in their hands, and they let it slip through, and the Knicks caught it, and they took it all the way and pulled out the final victory. Love this. This is a great. Let's just before we get caught up in everything else, let's truly enjoy this moment right now. There are only 4 teams alive still in the Eastern Conference, and our New York Knicks are one of those 4. We suffered through several decades of incompetent play. Some of the most embarrassing play that I've seen from a franchise to now. So enjoy this moment. Our New York Knicks closed it out in 6 games. Sure, we wish it was 5, but it took 6, and they did it on their opponent's home arena. 3 games they won there. That's big. And they won it with tremendous clutch shooting, with clutch defensive possessions where they got key stops. I mean, fantastic, guys. All right, I'll be doing tons of videos. I'll be doing a lot of videos in the next couple of days. Just want to enjoy today. I'll probably I think on Saturday going to do a video looking at the series, analyzing the upcoming series with the Celtics, where they're at. I thought the Orlando Magic, gave them a good run for their money. If they just had a few more shooters, who knows what could happen in that series, which is what the Knicks have. The Knicks have those few more shooters. So it's going to be interesting. It's really tough to repeat in the NBA. And the Knicks are the type of team that can upset a team like the Celtics, even though we haven't seen it in the regular season. I'm just telling you, the way things normally shake out in the postseason, Knicks are the kind of team that can defeat a Boston Celtics team. All right. Going to sign off now. Shout out to Lex. Shout out to Wiz, AJ, everyone in the chat. Terrell, thank you guys so much for joining me. I will be reading these later on. If you guys are watching this later on in the replay, dry mouth right now. I've been talking for so long. Drop your comments. I read all the comments. You guys are like my collaborators, no doubt. If there's things I've missed, put them in there. Man, if there's anything specific you want me to focus on in upcoming videos about the second round analysis, put those in the comments section of the video. Don't put them in the chat here. Put them in the comments section, and I'll check those out. What do we got? At least we're healthy-ish. I do think Cat isn't quite right. I think Deuce isn't quite right. Hart's knee is still kind of barking at him. Well, we know it is barking at him. It's he's going to need rest or surgery. Same with Cat. OG looks fatigued and tired. McCall as well. But that's the postseason. That's the way it is. You gotta be able to gut it out through that stuff. And I think this team will do it. All right. I will see you in the second round. The Knicks-Verse. Let's go, everybody. Woo!